come down by 2 inches. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to divide this paper by 2, and to divide by 2, just go ahead to check what you have, and you divide by 2 and you start marking. Okay, check what you have, the full paper, what is the full length, the full size of the paper. We have 24.5. Divide it by 2. I showed you earlier. Bring it all the way down. Then you connect your lines. Then you connect your lines. Now, after connecting your lines, the measurement you'll be using for this hip pad class, you need your waist to hip, waist to underbutt, waist to the length. Okay, so your waist to hip, my waist to hip is 10 inches. I'll bring it down 10 inches. Now my waist to underbutt, for you to get your waist to underbutt, you're going to be checking from your waist, okay, your waistline to under your butt, under your bum bum. Okay, just put it under the bum bum. Place your tape, measure tape under. Let's make sure it goes under. You can use a root as your guide, and whatever you get, that should be your length. Okay, now place your waist to hip, come down waist to your bum bum, and the full length of your pad. Okay, my waist to my underbutt is 15.5. When you've gotten all your measurements, here will be my CF, this will be my SF, SB, and CB. Okay, and I'm going to come down for my hip measurement by 10 inches. That's my hip length, 10 inches. I'm going to bring that down and connect the lines. Okay, so this is my hip. My round waist divided by 4 is 8.5. 8.5. My round hip divided by 4 is 11.25. Okay, so I'm going to connect here. So after doing this, I'm going to come down from here. I'll come down by 6 inches. So I want that is to say that the length of my pad will be 16.1. Okay, and I'm going to just mark there. And here, okay, now we have what we call, you put in your dart, so it will guide you to 4 inches. Yeah, okay. So after doing this, since we now have our dart leg, just bring that 1 inch back to the side and connect to the hip line. Okay, connect it back to the hip line. The same thing for the back. Okay, so now this is the length of my 16 inches, the length of my pad. Okay, And on the side here, you come down by 1 inch, because our skirt might have joining to your upper bodies, or you want to have a band. So you just come down by 1 inch here. Okay, come down by 1 inch. So here I said my underbutt is 15.5. I'll come down here by 15.5. Okay, but let's finish with this part. So now, to get your curve, you're going to be connecting this line. This should be your guide. Okay, this hip line should be your guide, or better still, you can come in from this your hip by 6.5 for a plus size. Now I will always say, for a plus size, if you are on a slimmer part, you come down by 5.5. It's as simple as that. Okay, you can use this as your guide, or if you have a dart leg, just use your dart leg and you connect from. Do not use too much. I'm using my pencil to do this. So use your free hand. Do not use too much curve for this. Okay, so I'm trying to use my pencil to have a good curve. Okay, so now this is on our dart leg, and you're bringing it back to this line, this hip butt length. You're bringing it down there. Okay, so I'll just use my pencil, then later use my marker pen to make the line visible for you to see what I have done. Okay, now this is the curve I have here. I'm just going to use my marker to broaden it for you to see. Like I said, you can use your dart leg as a guide, or you use your 6 point. If I want to use my 6.5, I'll just do this and connect it back to the 1 inch. I think the 6.5 is even finer for me. Okay, it's finer for me. I think I'll use that. Okay, I'll use the 6.5 for my front. I will not use that leg. Okay, so now for the front, this is the curve we need for the front. You come out here by 2 inches. Now this is when you're having a pencil skirt. Come in here by 2 inches, and here for the back you come down by 1 inch. Okay, and connect it to this our hip. I didn't want to go through it, but let me go through. Let me just do that for you to see. Okay, so on doing this, for the back, you take your 1 inch here. Okay, you take your 1 inch. Okay, and you connect it to this back hip. Don't use too much. Don't use too much curve for this. Okay, it's just as if you're doing your normal pencil skirt. So here, so let's meet our back tightening there. So let here meet your back tightening. So this is basically it for your hip pad pattern. Okay, I'm just trying to see if I'll have a nicer curve than what I have here. I'm trying to raise it. Okay, okay, what I have is okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead to cut it now. You're cutting this without any allowance. We're going to be cutting this without allowance. So this is the foam I'll be using for my hip pad, and it's a 0.5 inch foam. So if you want to have a bigger hip, you do 1 inch. You do for a 1 inch foam. This is 0.5. Okay, this is 0.5 inch. So that is what I'm using. So if you want your padding to be big, you use like 1 inch, 1.5, and you can get this from people that do this. And you can buy from them, um, that do couch. You can buy from those people, and you're going to be cutting this on fold. I'm trying to look for a for edge the edge I'll use to do this. I don't want to waste it. Okay. So I'm going to be folding in again. Note that this is without allowance. You'll be cutting this on fold. Now you won't be adding any allowance, like I said. You're cutting exactly what you have. So I've gone ahead to cut out my pad. This is it. The next thing we're going to be doing is ironing, and we're going to be ironing this stay on it. Okay, we're going to be ironing this stay to use it to cover the hip pad, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that before we move to joining of our hip pad. Now the next thing you're going to do is to make sure that you transfer these markings, okay, to your foam, your pad, what you're using for your pad. You transfer the markings like up, down. You're supposed to know the positions where you're going to be joining. I'm going to show you how to iron your stay on it.